Now we have to discuss the first theorem, superposition theorem. Okay. First we have to discuss the statement of this theorem, that is, if a number of independent voltage or current sources are acting simultaneously in the circuit, that is in a linear network, note this point, in a linear network. If a number of independent voltage or current sources are acting simultaneously in a linear network, then the resultant current in any branch is the algebraic sum of the currents that would be produced in the circuit. When each source acts alone and replacing all other independent sources by their internal resistances. So, if you read the statement like this, you will never understand the concept. So, that is why I am considering one example. So, with respect to that example, I will explain this total procedure. Okay? Simple example. Okay? I am considering only simple circuit. Okay. This is V1, this is V2 and this is R1, R2, R3. This is a simple circuit which consists of two independent voltage sources and we have three resistances. Okay. And what is our assumption? The current direction is our own assumption, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. So, I am considering, this is my assumptions, no? Always I am considering the currents which are away from the node. The algebraic sum of currents at that node should be equals to 0. I am always considering like this. The total currents in the circuit should be away from the node. That is why I1 plus I2 plus I3 which is equals to 0. Okay. This should be capital I1, this is I2 and this is I3. Okay. This is I1, this is I2, this is I3. See the directions, all are away from this node. Okay. Then, if a number of independent voltage or current source, here we are considering two independent voltage sources. Voltage sources 2 simultaneously in a linear network, the resultant current in any branch is the algebraic sum of currents that would be produced in the circuits. Means, first we have to discuss the step 1. Take only one independent source of voltage or current and deactivate the other source with their internal resistances. What is the internal resistance of voltage source? We have voltage source, for example, we have to reduce or we have to modify the circuit into what? R is equals to 0, no? So, deactivate the other sources with their internal resistances. For voltage source, it should be short circuited, no? That should be short circuited, that is R is equal to 0. The internal resistance of voltage source is nothing but 0. So, like this, for example, if it is independent current source, it should be R is equals to infinite. So, we have to reduce or we have to deactivate this voltage source with this internal resistance, means short circuited, or we have to deactivate the current source with this internal resistance, that is open circuited. So, in this circuit we have two independent voltage sources. So, at any case, how many cases we are getting? Two cases. Here we have two independent voltage sources, that is why we are getting two cases. So, at each and every case only one source should be active. See, when each source acts alone, replacing all other independent sources by their internal resistances. So, here we have two independent voltage sources, no, means n independent sources, therefore n cases. N cases. So, here we have two, no, that is why case 1. So, case 1 means what? Only this source should be active, this should be deactive. So, we have to activate this voltage source like this, we have to deactivate this voltage source in case 1, that is activate this V1 should be short circuited. Only one source should be active in each and every case, remaining all other sources should be deactivate with their internal resistances. What is the internal resistance of this voltage source? 0, that is why short circuited. So, write as it is R1, R2, R3, this is V1. Like this case 2, in previous case this should be active, no, and this one should be deactivate. Like this in case 2, this should be deactivate, this should be active, means short circuited. V2, R1, R2, R3. For example, we have another voltage source here. We are going to get case 3. In that case 3, the another voltage source should be active. These two are deactivate, means short circuited. So, like this, if we have n number of independent sources, we are going to get n cases. In each and every case, only one source should be active. Only one source should be active. Remaining all other sources should be deactivate. This is very important point. Okay. By default, we assume our own current directions. No, this is the given circuit. First, we have to assume our current directions in that. That is I1, I2, I3. So, like this, we are going to get case 1, case 2. No. So, from this again, we are assuming our own current directions in these circuits also. Okay. I1 like this. Clear? Now, it should be, for example, capital I1, no? This is small I1, this is small I2, this is small I3. Like this, this is I1 dash, this is I2 dash, this is I3 dash. If it is, we have for example case 3, I1 double dash, I2 double dash, I3 double dash, like this. Okay. So, I am assuming this current direction always away from this. Next, repeat step 1 for each independent voltage or current source and calculate the corresponding branch currents. Like this, we are getting different cases. So, for this case 1, this is the circuit, no? For this circuit, we are going to calculate I1, I2, I3. So, for this case, we are going to calculate I1 dash, I2 dash, I3 dash. So, we have to repeat for n number of cases, if we have n number of sources. Later, step 3, if currents obtained in step 1 and step 2 are in same direction of that main circuit, just add them, otherwise subtract them. Means, so here our assumption is what? The main current I1 is away from this node, no? This small I1 is away from this node. This I1 dash is nothing but what? Away from this node. So, all three, if we consider this current I1, this current same direction, no? These three are away from this node. So, this is like this is also like this is also like this. Okay. So, see the direction of these three currents. That is why this capital I1 is equals to what? If currents obtained in step 1 and step 2 are in same direction, just add them, otherwise subtract them. So, I1 is what? This total I1 is nothing but I1 plus I1 dash. Okay. Clear? Now, take a look on this current. I2 is what? Away from this node, downward direction. This is also downward direction. This is also downward direction. Like this, I2 is equals to what? I2 plus I2 dash. Like this, I3. I3 is equals to what? And see, I3's direction is away from this node, no? From left to right. I3 left to right, I3 dash left to right, all are in same direction. So, I3 plus I3 dash. Over, the problem is over. Finally, we have to calculate I1, I2, I3, no? From the main circuit, we have to calculate I1, I2, I3. Problem is over. Okay? Now, we have to consider different possibility. So, this is the given circuit. This is our assumptions. These are all our assumptions. If you raise a doubt, for example, sir, you are considering all current directions away from the node, no? I am going to consider different directions. Then can we get the same answer or not? That is your question, right? Now, I have to cross check. That is case 1. This is the main circuit. We have two independent voltage sources. We have two cases. Case 1. So, this is the circuit. It should be deactivate, right? This is V1, R1, R2, R3. So, this is the main current, main circuit current direction assumptions. So, now I am considering I1, I2, I3. No problem at all. We will get the same answer. Direction is our assumption, no? Later we will take one example and prove that. Okay? Next, case 2. Now, this circuit should be in this case I am considering, for example, like this I1 dash, okay, I2 dash is like this, for example, upward direction. Now, I3 dash is towards the node. Then total current is what? Capital I1 is nothing but the direction is from node to other side, no? Means right to left. Coming to this case, it is from left to right. It is from right to left. So, these two currents, I1 current and I1 dash current are directions are same, no? So, I1 is, so we have to write I1 dash first, because these two current directions are same. Now, I1, because this current direction is opposite to that main current direction. That is the point, no? If currents obtained in step 1, step 2 are in same direction, just add them. So, we are adding, or otherwise subtract them, because the current direction is different, no? That is why subtract I1 dash minus I1. This is the total current. Like this I2, see the current direction, it is downwards, but here upwards. So, first we have to the same current direction, no? Same like this capital I2 current direction, that is I2 is first minus I2 dash. Like this capital I3, which is equals to left to right, right to left. So, this one and this one are in same current, same direction. That's why I3 is first, minus I3 dash. So, like this we have to calculate the currents in each and every case. Okay. Now, we have to read the statement. If a number of independent voltage or current sources are acting simultaneously in a linear network, the resultant current in any branch, we have 3 branches, the resultant current in any branch is the algebraic sum of currents that would be produced in each and every case, when each source acts alone and replacing all other sources by their internal resistances. So, means we have to get these branch currents by considering different cases, okay, and calculate the currents in each and every branch, and later we have to check the current direction is same or not in the assumed cases with respect to main circuit. If those current directions are same, just add them, otherwise subtract them. Like this we have to calculate the problem.